Hare Krishna. So we have seen the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the three modes of material nature. And we understood very clearly that the three modes, the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance, they are binding the living entity in this world. Now, after understanding that, Krishna helped us to understand how to go above these three modes of material nature, how to come out of this existence. And he said, Mam chayo vyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. How can one transcend the three modes of material nature? How can one reach the platform of Brahman? He said, Mam chayo vyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate. By uninterrupted devotional service. So by doing devotional service onto the lotus feet of Krishna, yes, one can go above the three modes of material nature and reach the platform of transcendence or Brahman. Now, Krishna is helping us to understand that how to get rid of these three modes of material nature by cutting down the tree of material existence. So in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is titled as the Purushottam Yoga or the Yoga of the Supreme Person, Krishna is starting the chapter with a very, very special tree. A tree which we can never imagine. And then he's comparing this tree to the material existence, and then he's helping us to understand that how we are entangled in this tree, and then Krishna is also helping us to understand how to cut the tree. And after having spoken about this, he starts speaking about his opulence and how all of us are dependent on Krishna in our day-to-day life. A very, very amazing chapter that we are entering into, the Purushottam Yoga. So let's start with Shloka number 1 of chapter 15. It goes like this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavet. So here, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Now look at this. There is no question that is there. There is no question that Arjuna is asking. But Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, he is speaking to all of us through the medium of Arjuna. So here, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Krishna is speaking. What is he saying? Prahur, it is said that Avyayam Ashwatham, there is an imperishable banyan tree. A very, very special banyan tree. What is the speciality of this banyan tree? Urdhva Moolam, the roots are up, and Adha Shakham, the branches are down. So it's an inverted banyan tree basically. And then it is said, Chandamsi Yasya Parnani. Parnani, the leaves which are there, those leaves represents the Vedic hymns. Chandamsi. And then Krishna is saying, Yaha Tam Veda Saha Vedavit. The one who understands this tree, such a person can be called as Vedavit or knower of the Veda. A very, very important shloka we are entering into in this very important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15. Let's dive deep into the shloka and try to understand what is Krishna trying to say here. First thing, let's talk about this word Ashwatha. Ashwatha. So Shwa, basically, it means, Shwa means tomorrow. According to Sanskrit, Shwa means tomorrow. And you add A to it. Ashwa. Ashwa means not tomorrow. And Stha means to stay. So here, it is said Ashwatha. It means this tree is not going to stay tomorrow. Basically, it means it will not exist tomorrow. So, this is the tree of material existence. So, for devotees, they are going to attain perfection, they are going to attain Krishna. So, they are going to leave. So, anyways, this tree will not be there for them. And for the materialists, for them, They are too much into materialism. So for them, this tree is going to be there for some time, when they are there in this world. But then when they have to quit the world, yes, everything will be taken away. Everything will be taken away. But the material existence is going to continue because they are not going to get liberated. So this word Ashwatha is very, very important, for us to understand. Now here, there are some important points, which we can highlight in this particular purport. The root of this material existence grows upwards, that is Urdhva Moolam. This means that it begins from total material substance, from the topmost planet of the universe. From there, the whole universe is expanded with so many branches representing the various planetary systems. So we are talking about the topmost planet. So there are 14 planetary systems in the entire universe that we are living in. The topmost planet in this universe is called as Satyaloka or Brahmaloka. And we clearly know that Brahma is that first living entity whom the knowledge, the Vedic knowledge was given to. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is very nicely mentioned in the first Śloka of Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. So Lord gave this knowledge to Brahma. And Brahma created various other things. So the root is starting from that topmost planet in the universe, and then that's how it is growing. Yes. And then we have the branches which are down. So all the branches and other things which are there, here Prabhupada is saying that all of that is compared to the different planetary systems, starting from Brahmaloka. So as I said, there are 14 planetary systems. The first planet is Brahmaloka, and the last planet is the Patala Loka, and in between we have our planet, the Bhuloka. So in this way we have these 14 planetary systems, and all of them here, they represent, or they are denoted or indicated by what? The branches of this inverted tree. Now here it is said, the fruits of this tree. So what are the fruits of this tree representing? The fruits of this tree represents the living entity's activities, namely Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Religion, Dharma; Artha, economic development; Kama, sense gratification; and Moksha, liberation. So whatever activities a person does in this world, every activity binds the person in this world. So that binding that is happening, those are represented by the fruits in this world. And this is what is described here. Now when it comes to this tree, obviously as I said, it's a very special tree, we don't find it in this world. But then we can analyze with some logic. Now let's assume that there's a water body and there's a tree that is there on the banks of the water body. Now the tree is reflected in the waters. So what will happen if you're standing on this side? So what will happen? So we will see that the roots are up and the branches are down. So yes, logically we can have a tree like that even in this world as a form of reflection. Now see, this tree which we are talking about is reflected in the water body. And now the tree that we are talking about here, the inverted banyan tree, is this material existence. So it means even this is the reflection of something. So it's a reflection of what? It's the reflection of the spiritual world. So when the spiritual world reflects, it becomes a material world. But now, this tree got reflected in the water, so we saw the reflection in the water. Now spiritual world is getting reflected on what? To see this material world. So this medium of reflection here in this context is the desire of the living entity. So here it is said, desire is the cause of things being situated in this reflected material light. So desire is that medium. One who wants to get out of this material existence must know this tree thoroughly through analytical study. Then he can cut off his relationship with it. So it's very important to analyze this tree very nicely, because this tree is very intimately connected to each and every one of us. So Krishna is starting this chapter itself with this inverted banyan tree. Here it is said, this tree being the reflection of the real tree is an exact replica. So it's an exact replica. So when I say it's an exact replica, it means, so this tree, the example that we're considering, the water body and the tree on the bank. So this tree, when it is getting reflected on the water, so it means whatever is there in this tree should be reflected here. So similarly, whatever is there in the spiritual world should get reflected here. So that's what is the material world, material existence. So here it is said that everything is there in the spiritual world. So all the variety that we see in this material world, it is there in the spiritual world. But then it is there in its original form. In the material world, it's all degraded, inverted form. But in spiritual world, it's all original, pure form. Then here it is said that if we consider Brahman, the effulgence coming from the body of the Lord, as the center point, then the spiritual world reflects 180 degrees, and that is what is material world. So topmost thing there will become the lowest thing here, and the topmost thing there will become the lowest thing here, and that will be the most strongest. For example, the topmost thing in the spiritual world is what? Is the love of Godhead. And when that gets reflected in this world, so that becomes the lowest thing. No one cares for love of Godhead. But then the perverted stuff, what happens? The perverted stuff that is there is the lust, and that is the strongest. So in this way, the perverted reflection of the love of Godhead is the lust in this world, which is very, very strong. So here it is said that a reflection is temporary, for it is seen sometimes and sometimes not. But the origin from whence the reflection is reflected is eternal. So sometimes this material world is manifested, sometimes is annihilated. But the origin is reflected eternally. That's what is the point that was made. So when it is said that a person knows the Vedas, it is assumed that he knows how to cut off the attachment to this material world. One who is attracted by the ritualistic formulas of the Vedas is attracted by the beautiful green leaves of the tree. He does not exactly know the purpose of the Vedas. So what is the purpose of the Vedas? The purpose of the Vedas is to understand Krishna, to break the cycle of birth and death and go back home, back to Godhead. So one who knows the Vedas, it is assumed that he knows how to cut this material existence or to cut this inverted banyan tree. So here Prabhupada ends the purport saying, the purpose of the Vedas is disclosed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself is to cut down this reflected tree and attain the real tree of the spiritual world. That's what is the goal of life. So it's very, very important that all of us, we keep aiming at one thing, that is the ultimate goal of life, to attain Krishna. And for that, we have to follow the Yuga Dharma. Every single day, we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we keep doing this, we keep reading Bhagavad Gita. Whatever is necessary will come to us because Krishna will give us the right intelligence. So having described the inverted tree to some extent in the first Śloka, Krishna continues this theme even in the second Śloka. He goes on to the other details of this tree. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,